It is now my distinct honor to introduce to you our nationally recognized Superintendent of Schools, Dr. C. Robert Maxfield.
Members of the Board of Education, Dr. Barrett, faculty, parents, grandparents, other family members, friends, and of course, the Farmington High School graduating class of 2002. Indeed, welcome to all of you. We are delighted to extend greetings from the whole community to a very special class. I have two roles today to play in today's program. The first is to thank those people who have supported the graduates on their road to today, and the second is to help set a tone for the day. Actually, we began thinking about what to say at this graduation in a conversation Mrs. Webb, the board president, and I had back in October or November. We knew at that time that this would be a graduation like no other. Today's program will feature comments from individuals who represent the important groups that have gotten all of you to this point today. The people who have given you the values and the skills and the attitudes that have been so evident in the leadership shown by this senior class during this troubled but meaningful year. Joining us are members of the Board of Education of the Farmington Schools. These members, these individuals elected by the community, have done a great job of preserving the wonderful tradition that is the Farmington School District and helping all of us be prepared to meet the challenges of the future. Indeed, they are the folks who make sure that each and every student's needs are met. They are, as I always say, simply the best Board of Education. I'd like you to please join me then in welcoming the members of the board, and please hold your applause till the end. Mrs. Kathleen Webb, Board President. Linda Enberg, Vice President. Ms. Pam Christian, Secretary. Ms. Priscilla Briette, Treasurer. Mr. R. Jack Inch, Trustee. Mr. Frank Reed, Trustee. And Mr. Gary Sharp, Trustee. Please welcome them. You, the graduates, are also here because of the contributions of, in one way or another, 1,700 men and women who make up the faculty and staff of the Farmington schools. Since arriving at Farmington High School, you've worked with a wonderful group of teachers and counselors and support people who have done their absolute best for you. Many, in fact, most or just about all of them are here today as a tribute to you, and I ask that the faculty and staff stand and be recognized by everybody in the audience. Thank you. Also important to your success through the years have been the contributions of a talented, energetic, and enthusiastic administrative team. They've been there with you through all of your excitement, your disappointment, your successes, and your failures. They certainly have been with you as you've participated in all of those terrific aspects of high school life. So again, and I won't ask them to stand again, but I would like the audience to recognize the important contributions of Principal John Barrett, Dr. John Barrett, Mr. Robert Crawford, Miss Lydia Runkle, and senior class sponsors Deanna McGraw and Jennifer Gosher. Thank you, everybody. Yes, it is our good fortune to be part of a school system that has an outstanding Board of Education, a talented faculty and staff and administration, but without the support of the parents who are here today, these kids, these graduates, these young men and women would not have gotten here as well as they have. Since they began school back in 1989, you have been there to face all of those tough growing up issues. You knew the right words to say when they faced heartbreaks and disappointments. You were there when they had those wonderful times of celebration, whether it was getting their braces removed or getting the driver's license, or becoming a senior leader in one of the clubs, musical groups, or sports teams. You have indeed been the constant cheerleaders to these folks as they became the class of 2002. So graduates, I'd like you to join me in a big round of applause for your parents. As I said at the beginning, my task also includes helping to set the tone for today. All over America, people like me and the rest of us are standing in front of graduates like you and acknowledging that the class of 2002 will always be influenced and perhaps in a very real way shaped by the tragic events of September 11th. I'm pleased to note, for the benefit of the audience, that you, through your activities, your demeanor, and your humanity, have helped shape what I want to say today. At lunchtime on September 11th, when we were still reeling from the shock, I visited all 3 high schools. Of course, I wondered how people were handling it, what rumors might have been spread, and whether there were any immediate threats. But certain images and just visual impressions came to me during that day, and I want to just share those because they stay locked in my brain on that extraordinary, terrible morning. Examples that include a young man at one of the schools who said, "I'm worried. My brother's a Navy SEAL. I have no idea where he is." Another young man said, "Frankly, I just don't know what to think." Some men and women were quietly crying. Many were comforting friends who were obviously in a great deal of pain. And for others, it was just the beginning of the "what can we do" dialogue that so much was the hallmark of this class. Indeed, it was a time that profoundly moved all of us and continues to do so. My message today is captured in the class motto of Columbine, Colorado High School, a high school that certainly has seen its share of tragedy. Their motto says, "We enjoy warmth because we have been cold. We appreciate light because we have been in darkness. By the same token, we can appreciate joy because we have known sadness." I think that same statement would hold true for seniors all over America. All of you in the class of 2002 have experienced similar emotions, but you have rallied. At each school, I saw wonderful examples of students coming together to express their humanity, share their appreciation for each other's differences, acknowledge the need to better understand why things happen the way they do, and to commit to somehow responding to the tragedy. For example, students at Farmington High School, taking their lead from Mrs. Dwyer's leadership class, began to show that individuals can do something real and tangible to counteract the impact of evil. Prior to that Friday night football game, the week of the tragedy, more than $10,000 had been collected for relief efforts. A few weeks later, on a rainy, kind of dark Saturday afternoon at Heritage Park, many students came together and presented a program expressing the sorrow for what had happened and the optimism about the future of America. Additional evidence of the heart and soul of this class can be found by the 40 students who are wearing the silver community service cords that were accorded you at your recent assembly. In thinking about this local reaction to this horrible, horrible tragedy, I was reminded of the words of the philosopher Rushworth Kidder in a piece that was written shortly after September 11th, bringing together several theologians and philosophers. Kidder said, "How can we deal with this kind of evil and all that seems to be surrounding us, and what on earth can any one of us do to make a difference?" But in answering that question, he hearkened back to a study that was done involving young men in their 30s who all had one thing in common, and that was that as teens, they had suffered horrible, horrible situations in terrible neighborhoods and terrible schools. They had probably been arrested, and they had just gone through all the horrors that young men can go through. And yet every one of them had been successful. And the psychologist interviewing them said, "What made the difference?" And always it was the same answer. It was one person, one fourth grade teacher, one high school English teacher, one scout leader, one somebody. So, what's his point? That when faced with horrible evil, even the smallest amount of goodness can make a difference and can turn someone's life around. And to make that point, he uses a metaphor of a candle in a closet, saying that if we go into a dark room, close the door behind us, and then go into an even darker closet that's been closed up for a year or two, and we light one candle, something miraculous happens. And that something is that rather than that insurmountable darkness engulfing the candle casts a light throughout that space. And his point is that light and darkness aren't opposites. Darkness is simply the absence of light. And evil and good aren't opposites. Evil is simply the absence of good. My point then to you, the class of 2002, is that you have already shown that you can do good and that you can counteract evil. I gave examples from Farmington High, and I'm as proud to say that throughout the district, other things have happened as well. Indeed, since September 11th, with almost 4,000 high school students in our district, there has not been one single incident of racial, religious, or ethnic harassment. Secondly, at the Student Diversity Conference last February that many of you participated in, an incredible message was sent to this community that was still being talked about last week. And finally, community service, as I noted, has exploded in ways we never expected. So we know, whether it's through Rushworth Kidder or through the Columbine class of 2002, that we can make a difference. And so our challenge to the class of 2002 is to take that task on, do your bit to light the candle that will dispel the darkness of evil, and help make this a better world for every single person. So, on behalf of everybody who's been with you for the 2,500 days since you started school, we wish you the very best. Congratulations, Farmington High class of 2002.
I would now like to introduce to you the Madrigal and Concert Choirs under the direction of Miss Evelyn Chouette and Donna Vingarzen. The reason the choir is so good, we've got so many seniors on it. And now, the president of the senior class of 2002, Julie Kimmel.
Administration, school board members, faculty, parents, guests in the class of 2002. Congratulations. Through the years, we have experienced many ups and downs on a road that leads to our success. We didn't plan or expect the obstacles that sometimes were in the way. Nonetheless, we persevered, and here we are. Some of the areas we might not have always excelled in were the winless, everlasting sports seasons, that one class where you couldn't make the grade, or the troubled relationship that just wouldn't work. But here we are. When those times hit, we bounced right back. Think about this from the Wall Street Journal. You failed many times, although you may not remember. You fell down the first time you tried to walk. You almost drowned the first time you tried to swim, didn't you? Did you hit the ball the first time you swung the bat? Heavy hitters, the ones who hit the most home runs, also strike out the most. R.H. Macy failed 7 times before his store in New York caught on. And basketball superstar Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. Marilyn Monroe was told, "You better learn secretarial work or else get married," by Blue Book Modeling Agency. And the Babe Ruth struck out 1,330 times, but also hit 714 home runs. Don't worry about failure. Worry about the chances that you miss when you don't even try. Don't let opportunities in your life pass you by with the worry of failure. Take hold of those chances and realize that you have nothing to lose. Be confident in knowing your strengths and weaknesses, and don't let those who say it can't be done stand in the way of you doing it. Most importantly, explore and discover. Don't find yourself letting life pass you by, but embrace what it has to offer. Together, we are on our way and have much to discover. And now as we leave FHS, we should thank those influential people in our lives that have helped make us who we are and have shaped our lives thus far. Our thanks to the coach who taught us hard work and discipline. Thank you to that one special teacher who taught us not to accept less than our best. And to our parents who encouraged and supported us along the way. All of these people have something in common. They have all believed in us, even at times when we might not have believed in ourselves. How do we say thank you to the friends we see every day? May we never take for granted the simple things, like a smile, a kind word, or the time that they always have to spend with us. Hopefully, we have learned from each other the importance of not only having a good friend, but being a good friend too. Good luck, class of 2002, we have made it. We all go on now and will do great things. Accept the challenges in your life, and always remember that they wouldn't make pencils with erasers if they never expected you to make a mistake. So make your mistakes and don't be afraid. I leave you with a quote from Mark Twain. 20 years from now, you will be more disappointed by the things that you didn't do than by the things that you did do. So throw off the bowlines, sail away from the safe harbor, catch the trade winds in your sail. Take your risks and enjoy life. You have accomplished so much and will only do more as these next years approach. Congratulations, this is your day. I thank you for being a part of my 4 years and wish you nothing but the best. I hope that all of your dreams come true. Thanks.
Now we know why she's president. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, family members, and friends. It is indeed my honor to present the Farmington High School 2002 graduating class for certification by the Board of Education. You've learned a lot at Farmington High. In fact, the average high school student today has more facts and knowledge crammed into their head than a college sophomore did 20 years ago. You know how to use knowledge, sort facts, and apply what you've learned to real-life situations. At the same time, we are all aware that knowledge is changing so rapidly that it seems almost impossible to keep up with it. With information and knowledge doubling every few years and the world scene changing rapidly, your education is just beginning. When we talk about change, I think of all the changes in our small world, not only in the 30-plus years that I've been here, but just in the 4 years that you've attended Farmington High. You've had new teachers, new classrooms, 4 years of block scheduling, SMART, new courses, closed campus. You even survived numbered parking. And the list goes on. You've broken records in sports, academics, and had a record number of scholarships. And when you come back to visit us on your breaks in the years future, we'll have even more changes, more new classes, more renovations, and more new teachers. The good news, though, is that you've adapted well to all of these changes. That adaptability, that lifelong learner quality is what makes each of you ready for the next major step that you're taking here today. Most of you have made huge changes in your lives and behavior since you were freshmen, as Brandon and Lindsay pointed out so well in their class history at Reflections. But today, you step into an uncertain future. The 21st century presents unique challenges, as we all know full well from reading the daily newspaper or watching CNN. But the future also presents exciting opportunities, like the choir saying, "It's a wonderful world." President Bush, in his recent address to this year's graduating class from West Point, said, "We have a great opportunity to extend a just peace by replacing poverty and repression around the world with hope for a better day." The question is, how do you replace poverty and repression in order to make the world a better place? The President and Congress are asking that all Americans volunteer 4,000 hours of service during their lifetime to help those less fortunate, to help clean up the environment, to tutor, and in general to be less selfish and more concerned with others. This could be infinitely more powerful than letting government officials and politicians try to work out treaties and agreements. Unfortunately, we can't control our world leaders or politicians very easily, but we can control our own attitudes and actions. So if the goal is to help reduce poverty and repression in order to have a better world in which to live, we need to start with ourselves. This is one area of your life that you can control. You can control how generous you are, not only with your money, but with your time. We all have the capability to help, to be of service, to reach out to others, and to become a thoughtful person. A story I read recently that I think captures the spirit of reaching out to others comes from an incident that occurred at the Seattle Special Olympics. Here's the story. For the 100-yard dash, there were 9 contestants, all of them so-called physically or mentally challenged. All 9 of them assembled at the starting line, and at the sound of the gun, they took off. But one little boy didn't get very far. He stumbled and fell and hurt his knee, and he began to cry. The other 8 children heard the boy crying. They slowed down, turned around, and ran back to him. Every one of them ran back to him. And one little girl with Down syndrome bent down and kissed the boy and said, "This will make it better." The little boy got up, and he and the rest of the runners linked their arms together and joyfully walked to the finish line. They all finished the race at the same time. And when they did, everyone in the stadium stood up and clapped and whistled and cheered for a long, long time. And people who were there are still telling this story with delight. And do you know why? Because deep down, we all know that what matters in this life is more than winning for ourselves. What really matters is helping others win too, even if that means slowing down occasionally and changing our course now and then. Well, we, the staff at Farmington High, are proud of you and your accomplishments so far. And we know that you have great potential and a willingness to bring about change. I'm particularly proud of this class because it's the first class that I've spent 4 years with as principal. And each year I see, and particularly since 9/11, a greater appreciation for each other and the members of this class. And as a demonstration of not only how proud I am, but how proud the staff is, over 80% of the staff are here on stage to wish you luck. I'd like them to please stand. Staff of Farmington High, let's give them a big round of applause for all the dedication and help they've given you over the years. I'd also like to point out that 10 of our veteran staff members will be leaving with you. I guess they couldn't stand to be here without you. This is a big loss for FHS. I would like them to stand to be recognized too. Mr. Burgess, Mrs. Harvey, Mrs. Clement, Mr. Michael, Mr. Klenzar, Mr. Allen, Mr. Cook, Mr. Roger, Mrs. Dombrowski, and Mrs. Curiel. Please stand. We thank them for their years of dedication and commitment to Farmington High. Collectively, they represent over 299 years in education. I would also like to say goodbye and good luck to Mrs. White and Mrs. Savage, who are taking their child-rearing leaves of absence. We're going to miss their talents, but we wish them well as both they and you move on in new directions. And now, Mrs. Webb, members of the Board of Education, fellow educators, parents, friends, and relatives, the members of the class of 2002 assembled here this afternoon have successfully completed the graduation requirements established by Farmington High School and the Farmington Board of Education. And we, the administration and faculty of Farmington High School, recommend the graduating class of 2002 to receive their diplomas with all rights, responsibilities, and privileges thereof. Mrs. Webb, I now present to you the Farmington High School class of 2002.
Good afternoon, class of 2002, families, friends, and faculty. Graduates, all of us who join you today anticipate your individual hopes and dreams and are struck by the extraordinary potential that exists within each of you. For your parents and families, it seems like just a few days ago you were born, and now suddenly this afternoon you're a young adult graduating from Farmington High. In a recent survey asking graduates who their heroes were, 99 out of 100 times they turned out to be the people seated right in front of and behind me. The heroes chosen were always a parent, grandparent, or other family member, a teacher, a coach, a counselor, or a principal. Whoever your heroes are, be sure to tell them and thank them today. Will the parents celebrating their last high school graduation please stand in recognition of your contribution to your sons and daughters' success? Please stand so you can be recognized. Thanks, moms and dads. I see a lot of smiles. Graduates, value your family. They will prove to be your most important source for guidance and emotional support. Cherish them as if your life depends on it, because it does. Birth is our beginning, and in death, we advance to the final destination, leaving the time given us as life's journey bookmarked with extraordinary opportunities to play a significant role in making our world a better place. Life is in session. Are you enrolled? On the day you were born, about 18 years ago, none of us imagined that your generation would inherit this place and time declared as the end of innocence. As a society, we became complacent, believing what we had was maintenance-free. We expected that there would always be more of everything. More freedom, more affluence, more security, more rights, because all of these became American expectations. The United States is a land of high ideals of achievement, human dignity, freedom of ideas, press, and speech, the right to assemble, and the right to worship. You live in the only nation founded on the goodness and strength of freedom, tolerance, and liberty. You are the most fortunate people in the world. Some envy you for that, others hate you for that. You're envied for our country's values, and because of our dedication to tolerance, liberty, and freedom, you will endure. History is on your side. Historian David McCullough has called September 11, 2001, the worst day in America's history. This moment in time may be the end of innocence, but the world has never been without grief and danger. Life isn't easy. Tragedies occur, and injustices exist. Within the memories of many of those here with you today is the stock market crash of 1929 and the years following, where the national income was reduced by more than one-half, and the dark days of Pearl Harbor, followed 3.5 years later by the dropping of Little Boy and Fat Man, resulting in history's first reference to Ground Zero. The men and women who lived through the Depression and World War II are the first to remind us that change is okay. In fact, they say change breeds exciting opportunities for new hopes and dreams, and that optimism in the midst of change has long-term staying power in their realization. In the words of Lowell Weicker, change is the certainty, change is the promise, change is the purpose of life in America. Certainly, every generation has been tested, and every generation has the promise and the purpose to become the greatest generation. It's been said, to whom much is given, much is required, or as Will Rogers once said, it's a great country, but you can't live in it for nothing. Democracy isn't a spectator sport. It's your obligation to make a difference by acting and caring in small ways. Your destiny and that of your world rests in the compassion and the commitment of each individual in the Farmington High class of 2002. Life is in session. Become the generation who historians will refer to as those who did not just simply exist, but rather use life's journey to become empowered individuals who chose to do something deliberately, not only for their own sake, but for the good of society and the future promise of mankind. No other individuals in the world live in a country that has the capacity and the empathy to respond to the suffering of neighbors, both foreign and domestic. The defining moments of 9/11 fill our hearts and minds, but be aware of other important issues that continue to exist. 1/4 of the children in our country live in poverty, making the United States one of the leaders worldwide in child poverty. During the past decade, 1 billion people were born, 97% of them living in developing countries that most often do not have the ability to feed, house, or educate them. And more than 1/2 of the 1.2 billion children in the world have never even placed a telephone call, while you enjoy the benefits of technology that we all tend to take for granted. The gaps between those who have less and those who have more are becoming wider. Much has been given to you, now much is required. In the words of Edward Hale, I am only one, but still I am one. I cannot do everything, but I can do something, and I will not refuse to do the something I can do. The response, I am only one, but I can do something, came from millions of individuals who in less than 45 days after the 9/11 tragedy contributed over $1 billion to the families who lost loved ones. Choose to do something for others, and your life will be enriched. Every act of brotherhood, understanding and acceptance, fairness and respect for others keeps democracy alive. Statistically, your generation is far more likely than your parents to have friends from many diverse backgrounds, making each of you uniquely qualified to demonstrate to the world how we can all live and prosper with others. It's time for a dynamic faith, time for courage and purpose, time to make and sustain connections and say with compassion, confidence, and conviction, I love my neighbor as myself. The end of innocence is the beginning of the most essential obligation of your life's journey. Are you enrolled, or are you willing to relinquish to hatred and envy your opportunity to dream new dreams, forge bold new solutions, and in unity uphold freedom and equality? The class of 2002, the class for whom there is no obstacle that cannot be overcome, the class with the inspiration, goodwill, knowledge, and experience to do something. As the next greatest generation, you have promises to keep. On the day you were born, you were given a beginning. You cried, and the world rejoiced. Live your life's journey, seizing every opportunity to make your world and your neighbors a better place, so that when you meet life's final destination, the world cries and you rejoice. Life is now in session. By the powers vested in me by the state of Michigan, I hereby declare the Farmington High School class of 2002 duly graduated. Congratulations.
We will now commence with the reading of the names.
Julie Elizabeth Kimmel. Shauna Jean Barcume. Ryan Michael Murphy. Omar Abraham Oda. Lindsay Allison Abbott. Benjamin Charles Ochtenberg. Atif Khalid Ahmed. Christopher Ahn. Jason M. Albrecht. Corey Elizabeth Albright. Scott Michael Albright. Megan Marie Anarino. Stephanie Danielle Arnold. Shankar Arul. Jocelyn Latrice Atkins. Kristen Marie Balla. Yvette Virginia Banks II. Adam Kyle Barragado. Ashley Morgan Bartlett. Michael David Batke. Mark Ronald Benevigna. Alberta May Biddle. Erin Christine Blacka. Benjamin Robert Blackmer. Brian Edward Bosler. Kate Elizabeth Boucher. Heidi Lynn Bruhan. Randon Lee Brown. Deanna Ray Buckler. Michael John Bullion. Teresa Marie Burkhart. Ashley Elizabeth Butler. Amanda Ellen Campbell. Meredith Nicole Carr. Courtney Elizabeth Carson. Christina Rose Cassidy. Lindsay Janine Chaffin. Ryan R. Chapman. Christopher Allen Chesney. Bethany Marie Chismark. Kelly Lucia Cho. Candace Elise Christopher. Todd James Sykos. Jason Sheldon Close. Kendall Lee Klosser. Brandon Francis Connolly. Matthew Allen Cox. Charles C. Craig. Melissa Crawford. Lauren J. D'Agostino. Okay. Michael Charles Dambrun. Emily Lauren Darnbrook.
Alexis Allen Dawkins. Eric John DePotter. Sean Thomas DeVos. He's not here, thank you. Jonathan Oliver Edward Dude. Julie Elizabeth Dow. Alexander Colin Duncan. Thomas John Eason. Robert Lee Easterday. Diana Eberware. Andrew Emil Edmondson. Samir Iwaz. Amy Catherine Elliott. Andrew C. Elliott. Katie Ann Ellis. Melissa Ann Ellis. Barda Almazi. Patrick Jonathan English. Thomas Michael English. Emily Jane Escott. Rachel Ann Felk. Kenton Randall Field. Stephanie Ann Ford. Michael James Fredericks. Jeffrey Allen Frederick. Trisha Lee Froman. Nishant Gadiraju. Michael Henry Gandolfi. Marlo Gelman. Olivia Dawn Glover. Julie Ann Gottlicker. Jonathan M. Gore. Adrian Renee Grace. Bryce James Green. Courtney Ann Grayson. Ashley Marie Groover. Kelsey Marie Geisbert. Casey Hoppanimi. Ashley Elizabeth Habel. Christine Ann Haig. Matthew Scott Halliday. Michelle Louise Hanlon. Scott Nelson Hanna. Adam Joseph Hardo. Curtis D. Hargett. Catherine Sandra Ann Harrison. Elizabeth Rachel Harwood. Richard William Hayford. Kevin Allen Heist. Jillian Lee Helisek. Whitney Ryan Hemingway. Erica Renee Henriksen. Camille Marie Hines. Jamal Matthew Hines.
Vineet Sunul Hingway. Jennifer Eileen Holland. Jimin Hong. Colin Dean Hopper. Robert James Houchins. Eric Douglas Howard. Eliza Hoppanimi Hutchinson. Ava Monet Jackson. Michael Aaron Jacob. Casey E. James. Eric Neil Johnson. Candace Ann Jones. Molly Christine Judd. Melissa Marie Judge. Sophia Elizabeth Yunchai. Lisa Christine Casper. Kyle Ross Kelly. David Joseph Kirsch. Ashley Lynn Neller. Lisa Marie Conchal. Ryan Joseph Kaczynski. Chelsea Aaron Kresge. Jennifer Marie Lacey. Ben Benita de la Cruz La Chua. Brian de la Cruz La Chua.
All right, Jason James Law. Gia Y. Lee. Abigail Maureen Leone. Adam John Lidgy. Adam Roy Link. David F. List. Jennifer Lynn Livingston. Colleen Alma Lockhart. Get him out of here. Rebecca Ann Lucas. Anthony Lee Lutman. Catherine Diane Lynch. Get him out of here. Mark Britton Lux Macli. Christina Madney. Kristen Elizabeth Mackey. Ashley Elaine Marshall. Emily Christine Martin. Heather Ann Martin. Carl Maysel. Carl Frederick Moss. Melissa Sue Maxwell. Anne Louise McFarland. Sean Patrick McGee. Lindsay Louise McKennett. Caprice Jeanette McKinnon. Somebody's got to help him up the stairs. Tyler J. McMahon. Brian C. McMillan. Robert Frank Mead. Nathan B. Meyer. James Walter Mahalski. Julie Christine Militello.
John Michael Miller. Jessica Noel Milner. Jennifer Nicole Miracle. Joseph Patrick Mizzy. Drew Jeffrey Mokris. David Patrick Mondu. Sean Michael Montgomery. Calvin Edward Moore. Max Charles Moore. Keegan Glenn Morrison. Bronwyn M. Miraz. Elizabeth Renee Mylert. David Adam Naktwai. Pavitra Nagaraj. Robert Alex Nagy. Is she here? Kelly Marie Narowitz. Elizabeth K. Nellums. Alexandria Nicole Nicholas. Jennifer Marie Nolan. Kelsey Ann Ogrodnik. Nancy Chioma Okachukwu. Alicia Jean Oriel. Anna Pakachanian. Amy Lynn Paquette. Bonnie Lynn Parrish. Kinnery Ajit Patel. Shrina Harendra Patel. Michelle Kathleen Patrick. Michelle Lynn Patterson. Christine Marie Pearson. Tara Leona Pearson. Charles Dwight Pepper. Thomas Andrew Pezick. Lauren Amy Petrillo. Jessica Ashley Petrus. Laura Knowlton Phelps. Preston Robert Picard. Adam Carter Pierce. Teresa Marie Pylon. Allison Michelle Pittman. Evan Kenneth Pleasant. Monique Elise Potoff. Vignesh P. Prabhu. Brian John Proven. Anna Rosada. Jennifer Marie Ramirez. Nicholas Adam Ramirez. Arjun Ravi. Andrea Marie Raymond. S. Lee Reef II. Elizabeth Victoria Ringgold. Lindsay Marie Roberts.
Natalie Amber Rock. Kevin Joseph Rushlow II. Mark Anthony Rutledge. Matthew Height Ryder. Melissa Ann Sandin. Jose Torres Santoyo. Justin Scales. Natalie Lynn Shower. Megan Elizabeth Schmidt. Nicholas Robert Sheps. Kim Marie Cicluna. Leanne J. Scott. David Matthew Seeley. Scott Michael Sampowski. Scott Allen Shanklin. Nathan Bradley Shobe. Maggie Marie Samowski. Brandy Alicia Smart. Monet Andrea Smith. Rebecca Lee Smith. Janie Lee Snyder. Jessica Lynn Spinazzola. Robert Stahl Jr. Marinela Stefanova. Catherine Ann Straight. Troy Douglas Sopo. Leah Kristen Tabor. Rebecca Danielle Tabor. Chastity Dornay Taylor. Christine Marie Temple. Michael Patrick Thill. Sarah Jane Thomas. Christian Joshua Toby. Samuel Scott Trapechek. Nicholas Gerard Traskell. Diane Catherine Trinity. Sheetal Barat Trivedi. Kevin John Tudball. Delano Lorenzo Turner. Jacob William Van Meter. Lauren Elizabeth Vigna. Marisol Amera Villanueva. Christopher N. Vukanich. Lindsay Ann Waxmunsky. Eric James Wassaloff.
Stephanie Ann Williamson. Kate Marie Williams. Dorian Wilson. Stephanie Marie Yakub. Rebecca Jill York. Megan Elizabeth Young. Rick Zimmerman.
Don't get in front. Don't run.
Please rise. And now, as a symbol of your official recognition of your graduation, please move your tassels from the left to the right. And now, Mr. Logan, Mr. Steele, and the outstanding Farmington High Orchestra will begin the processional.